stress is not a problem. Stress and the stress response is part of the normal, healthy functioning of the human brain. But we're going to talk about when stress and the stress response becomes too extreme, becomes chronic, we're feeling burnout, and then how that impacts us as leaders, entrepreneurs, busy professionals, parents. So if you've been feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, or stuck in kind of survival reaction mode, it's time to hit pause and look at how your brain is managing the stress. Today, I'm going to show you how your understanding of your animal brain, prioritizing stress management, and leveraging tools like neurofeedback can transform your life and your business. I'm Natalie Baker. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and certified neurofeedback trainer. Let's start by talking about what I call the animal brain. It's also known as the limbic brain, the reptilian brain. This is the part of your brain that is designed for survival. When stress kicks in, that animal brain goes into one of three modes: fight, flight, or freeze. And these responses are crucial if you're in danger because they are an automatic reaction to address immediate danger and then keep our body safe. And what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to go into that stress response, punch it, run from it, play dead, resolve the crisis, and then come into a state of regulation. But what happens is that when stress becomes chronic, staying in survival mode harms your mental and physical health. So here are some key signs of burnout to watch out for. Persistent physical exhaustion. You're tired even after resting. Emotional overwhelm, like irritability, detachment, struggling to manage your emotions. That's another key indicator. And then there's cognitive issues like mental fog. We can't focus. We can't make decisions. We can't recall information. So if any of this sounds familiar to you, then this is a really important topic to pay attention to, because burnout is your brain's way of saying, I've been stuck in survival mode too long. It's like being in sprint mode for a marathon. We can't do it long term. But the good news is that you can shift out of this state. And so let's talk a little bit about tools like exercise, mindfulness practice, and neurofeedback brain training, something that is a new technology, and it's a way that we help restore the brain and create clarity and emotional resiliency. I want to give you an example of an executive named Sarah. She'd always dreamed of starting her own design firm, but felt paralyzed by fear and uncertainty and was clinging to the security of her corporate job. Through regular neurofeedback sessions, Sarah's brain began to regulate, helping her be calmer, better regulated, and so she was able for the first time to get out of that reactive mode, and it helped her see the risk of staying versus the risk of leaving in a way that was more accurate. And as she shifted from that fear-driven stress brain to one of clarity and confidence, she took the leap to launch her own business. With her newfound ability to stay calm under pressure, she now manages challenges with resilience and trusts herself, which is another key thing that happens when we move out of that stress response and into greater regulation. So if you think that you're in this zone of stress mode, burnout, we have some links below to 2-minute burnout quiz from Harvard Business School, as well as another perceived stress response scale, which is a trusted assessment, self-assessment of your level of stress. So definitely get empowered with some awareness. So now let's talk about why stress management isn't just about you, it's about your entire team or company. Did you know that the nervous system doesn't operate in isolation? As an alpha nervous system, so the leader in the workplace, your nervous system is the alpha nervous system, and your team, your staff, your children, they're the beta nervous systems. And we're all connected. And their nervous system uses your nervous system as an indicator of how things are going. So if you're in stress mode, you're radiating the message in your nervous system, things aren't okay. Work from fear. Be reactive is what that nervous system is saying. So how you regulate stress sets the tone for everyone around you. Here's how to prioritize stress management to help your business. So it helps not only with your own brain function, regulating stress, enhances your decision-making, your focus, your adaptability, and then there's a ripple effect. So that alpha nervous system now, once you regulate, becomes a calming, regulating presence that communicates safety, stability, security to your team. And all of this is happening on a feeling level, not on a conscious words level. So you work on your nervous system, it creates a ripple of resiliency in your team. So living from regulation, which is what happens when we de-stress, when you're regulated, you have better access to your creativity, your joy, your spontaneity, all essential for innovation and problem solving. I'm going to use Bill as an example here. He ran a successful manufacturing company, but was consumed by the pressure of how to grow revenue and driven by a fear of failure, feeling like, gosh, if I stop now, I'm going to be out on the street, we're going to be poor. And so his stress was affecting not only his health and relationships, but with that fear brain always being in charge. So Bill, after he started neurofeedback, he experienced a profound shift over time. He began to step back and be able to reassess his priorities and moved beyond chasing profits. He was more grounded, he felt more inspired, and one of the things that he was able to access was really being able to think about his business from the point of view of what was meaningful to him. So he started a marketing campaign that also was tied to service for the community, and the employees had this opportunity to help the community as well as help the business. So it helped the morale, it helped align his business with a greater purpose, and that happened for him because he took the time to do the brain training and regulate his nervous system out of that stress response. So finally, let's reframe something I hear often, especially from women, which is, I don't have time to take care of myself. And here's the truth. Your mental health equals your company's health, your business health, your family's health. So we need to shift this mindset. And I want you to think about a few strategies, like looking up to mentors who are people who live their life in balance, people who don't just live in that stress mode, but they actively do things to create the balance to downregulate, such as exercise, such as connection with community. They're able to prioritize family when it's family time and work when it's work time. So try to connect with mentors either through listening to podcasts or writings they do, but people who prioritize wellness. So another thing is I want you to understand the costs of neglecting your health, which has tangible consequences such as sick days, reduced productivity, team burnout. Companies that include neurofeedback in their wellness program often see significant improvements in their overall feeling of enjoyment and satisfaction in the workplace and sick days go down. So really thinking about things that you can integrate into the team that are for wellness and de-stressing. So the other thing to think about is reinvest in wellness. So use your clarity and efficiency that comes from reducing your stress to take on strategic projects that foster that workplace culture. There's a family that I worked with who are a great example of this. They ran a successful accounting firm but struggled with boundaries between work and home, and their stress followed them home, affected their sleep, family dynamics. The two topics were completely merged. So for them, we introduced neurofeedback into their routine, and the family noticed significant changes. They became more present with one another. They left work at the office, so you down-regulate, and work is no longer seen as this problem that's an imminent danger. So now you can have the boundaries. And so this family found that they had much better capacity for leaving work at the office. And they, again, created better boundaries around when it's time to have family time, to be with the family, and to have family dinners that were about other topics besides business. And so really, these are just a few examples of how people used, in this case, neurofeedback as their re-regulating support. But again, it doesn't have to be the only thing you use. There are lots of things that help you down-regulate, de-stress, things like regular exercise, like 20-minute walking a day, 3 times a week working out at the gym. It doesn't have to be big things. Looking at your diet, decreasing sugar, trying to eat a little bit earlier, prioritizing sleep so that you can get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. All of these things are included in de-stressing, spending time with loved ones, people you care about. Another important de-stressor, time with our pets. So there's lots of things. And for you to take the time to think about what are the things for me that help me to de-stress, because it's going to be a positive for not only my health, but the health of my company, the health of my employees, our productivity, and if you have family, my family's health as well. So please be positive, one day at a time, one step at a time, and recognizing that burnout doesn't have to be the inevitable relationship you have with work. It's really okay to try to find more life-work balance. And just remember, you're creating a ripple effect of well-being as a leader when you take on taking care of your own health. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment about your favorite stress management tool. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time.